Hey everybody, how's it going? Going to be building another guitar here today. Um, right now, the new parts, the swing bar and such for the curved triangle version 2 are coated in linseed oil and are hanging out drying, and they'll probably be drying all day. So I switched gears. The jack for this thing came in, and so now I have all the parts in order to finish up this guitar. This is guitar number 3, version 3, and I've mentioned it in a couple of other videos, but I've never really shown it yet. It's still under construction. This was version 2. It was it's a Floyd Rose, and it had the twin V bars, and the leg bar had like an offset thing going on, and that was version 2. And so for version 3, the twin V bars get replaced with a single swing bar, which mounts here on the left side, and it actually doesn't have a park position because the strap position is actually pretty close to the park position, but not in the way of the neck. And so I didn't even bother putting a park position on it. There wasn't really any really good place to put one either, so I figured that you could just either leave it this way or the other way. And the other way, this bar almost points the same direction as this bar does. So I didn't bother with a park position that puts it in line with the neck itself for the swing bar. It's only a 2-position instead of a 3-position swing bar, at least at the moment. So yeah, it's getting a swing bar, and because of the fact that it's basically just a Floyd Rose hanging off the end of the body, you needed something for leg support. So yeah, that forms your leg cutout by having this bar back here. So this bar was actually added, this bar down here. And it was fabbed up and glued on in order to extend the body so that it'd be able to produce or provide a leg cutout kind of a shape here. So that was added. Up at the top end here, the headstock was cut away in order to make it a minimalist type. So it used to be just a regular headstock, and all of this material was removed here. So, and then it was restained to match and re-clear coated to match and all that kind of good stuff. So it was converted to a minimalist headstock, and then the lightweight tuners were installed on it, similar to a couple of the other builds, like the Orientals got them now, I think, and the Curved Tri that I'm also working on at the moment, it's got them as well. It also has this kind of headstock. Then, except I think I set that one up as a 6x L instead of a 3x3, so I could have done it either way though. So I'm going to set up like one as a 6x L and one as a 6x R or something like that. Or maybe a 5 and then have one guy over here, because you can't put this one facing that direction. But that's really neither here. That's not about this build here. Let's see what else is on the list of new stuff for this version. Right, so it got the lightweight tuners, and then it used to have a small control plate on the leg bar when it had the twin V bars, and it had a kill switch and on-off switch and the jack were all like here on this little brass control plate. And so that went away since it's now a swinging bar. And I had to order a gold jack for it because I ran out of gold jacks. And that came in finally. And that's going to mount down here somewhere. Sorry. Helps if I point the camera where I'm pointing my finger, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's going to mount down here somewhere. And there's the kill switch. And then I haven't exactly figured out where I'm going to put the on-off switch, but I'll probably end up doing something like gluing it to the wood on the back side of the jack or something like that, where it's kind of semi-hidden sort of a thing, but still accessible. So that you can just, reach back there and flip the switch and instantly the guitar goes silent. You don't even have to mess with pulling the plug out or anything. So yeah, the jack needs to the jack and the switch are going to be moved, and the kill button has already been moved to its new position. Then the wrench holder used to be mounted on the back of the leg bar, as I recall, and so it's going to have to go somewhere. But I tell you, man, there's so little of this guitar left. It keeps getting less and less with each version, and there's so little of the guitar left. I haven't really figured out where I'm going to put the wrenches yet. Yeah, I might end up putting them right here or something, but I don't know. Worry about that when I get to it. But yeah, it's slated to get a wrench holder here somewhere, and one of the other things that was done was the body was all rounded down as much as possible everywhere. It already had the rounded triangular neck, heel joint, but all the rest of the body, like all this edge and this back tail edge and this block here and everything was all rounded down, and the new bars for it were all rounded down to give it a softer, more organic kind of a shape and feel and look to it, instead of being all square and boxy and stuff and hard angles. So yeah, the entire body and the bars have all been rounded down. And then and that's actually it for the mods for this version. So it's got the rounded body and bars, and it's getting the swing bar, and the controls are moving around, and then the weight brakes on the top end here on the headstock. And so yeah, the things that are left to do, I need to figure out where I'm going to put the on-off switch. I need to install the jack. I need to obviously put the bridge on and the wrench holder and wire it all up, and then do a setup, and it's ready to go again. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this one or more videos, however many I record of this work. So I guess that'll do it for the intro, and now it's time to actually do some work. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get the bridge and see where it is in relationship to this leg bar, the short bar at the tail end, because the jack's going to hang off of that leg bar someplace, and I want to see what it looks like in relationship to the guitar with the bridge in position. So that's the first step. Well, this might take a minute because these guys are seriously zonked here. Come on, guys, wake up. Come on, wake up. Yeah, I'll get them up. I don't want to roust them too abruptly, so I'll be back. Okay, bridge is hanging on the posts and strings are taped down so it hangs there. And I dug up the jack and the on-off switch, and I'm thinking put them there. So the next step, and yeah, there's plenty of room for stuff, the jack and the switch and such, with the bridge there. So the next step, I guess, is going to be to drill screws, 2 screws here for this guy, and then I'll just use a dot of CA glue to just glue that switch onto the ball. So let me put that on. Okay, there's the 2 marks for the screws holes for the jack plate. Okay, I used the little mini drill here, and I got the holes drilled. Time to screw the plate on. Okay, there's the jack plate. I got it set up so that, see if I can hold this bridge and turn this thing over here. I got it set up so the connectors are over on this side where they're easy to get at for soldering. So that is that part. And I guess the next thing to do is to glue the my string was slid again, my bridge isn't hanging correctly anymore. Yeah, the next thing to do would be glue in the on-off switch right here. Well, that was pretty easy. Just took some Star Bond and put a little bit on a toothpick and smeared it on the back side of this switch here. Slap it in position. And it's good to go. So, yeah, that takes care of that part. Okay, so the next step is you need to figure out where to put this thing. So, look out, man. Alright, let's see here. Can't put it on the back of the headstock, really. So you put it like here. That's probably going to interfere with your hand up here when you're playing chords. And likewise, can't put it there, because that's going to interfere with your hand when you're way up at this end of the neck. And the swing bar has to be able to go across here, so you can't put it on there. And the trim springs are going to be in here, so you can't put it there. But you can put it there. So I guess that's going to be it. Somehow. Is there really enough room there for it? Sorry about this. I need to get the camera. The camera throws it in the shadow. Because, you know, I'm not in the movie studio here. But yeah. Let's see here. Well, it might be close enough. I need a light. Okay, yeah, there's the hole, and there's the beginning of the bubble. So the screw is in enough. And then here's the claw here. It only comes to there, so it's tight. It's real tight. There's the end of the block. So it's real tight. And then you don't want to get too far this direction, or else you'll mess with the strap. So maybe something like about there. That might work. What do you think, little white paws? Will that work? Yeah, this is white paws here. That's little baby Ming there, because he looks, look here Ming. Yeah, he looks kind of like a panda bear, so we got the name Ming. But yeah, I think this might work. I don't see any problem with it being there when you're playing seated or standing, so I think that'll do it. Let me mark out that position there before it gets knocked out of position by a kitten or something. Okay, it's drilled. Get some wax or screws. Okay, got the tape out of the way, and right there you can see the two holes, and there's screws with wax on it, and there's a holder and a screwdriver. I'll be right back. And there it is. Alright, cool. So that's done. And what's left? The on-off switch is mounted, the jack is mounted right there. The wrench holder is mounted. Next step is wired up. So we got get this wax out of here. Wax goes away. Screwdriver goes away. Stand goes back up again. Stand the guitar back up again. Okay. So, right, so we're coming off the pickup here. Once again, I'm in my own light. Yeah, we're coming off the pickup here, and this is the pickup wire. Goodbye, that's your bridge. You're in the way at the moment. Yeah, so here's our pickup wire here. It really probably should not be on the inboard side of the bridge, but I don't think it matters because the bridge, the knife edge sits way at the top of the screw. These screws have been notched like a, I guess it's a PRS that does the notches. Also, the Allen posts on an OEM Floyd are notched as well. But yeah, this has been, the OEM posts were replaced with big brass wood screws that have been custom notched with files. Alright, so we're coming off of the pick guard, and I guess it's okay to run it that way on this side of the screw. And we want to come around to the back. Okay, so we're going to be coming over the back edge of the body here. And then we need to go that's cool, it stands up by itself. We need to go here, and we need to go back here. And basically everything gets connected in parallel. So you got a hot in the ground for your pickup, and you'll have a hot in the ground on your on-off switch, and you got a hot in the ground on your jack, and where's the push button? There's the push button, and there's a hot in the ground on that. and we just connect them all together. Just have one big giant positive bus that connects all the pluses, and one big giant negative bus that connects all the minuses. And that's the wiring schematic for this guitar. So now the real challenge is going to be the routing, as far as keeping it out of the way and out of sight as possible and such. I think here, okay, so everything that's above the bar or above the pivot screw, everything from here up, I can't put any wires on the top, obviously, or on the back, because the bar would hit the wires. So now here I can put wires on the back if I want. And then the other options are to run them on the outside or run them on the inside. It's probably better to not run them on the outside, because that's where the player's leg goes, and you don't want to be rubbing up against them. But on other builds where I didn't really have a choice, I just, secure them very well with one of those little pin thingies about every inch or so, and it's not an issue. The stuff is in there good and tight. And it doesn't, interfere or snag on your clothes or anything like that. But yeah, for this side, probably going to want to run it on the inboard side here. And then, where are we at? Where's this switch? I think the switch is going to be the tricky one to get at. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, basically, we're just coming off the back of the body, and we just got to run it down this side. And you can see how it used to be all three, 1, 2, 3, were all right in a row here at the end, or on a panel. And that was a quick and easy way to wire them all in parallel. So yeah, we're going to be like this, and then we're going to have to run a wire back to the switch here. And then that wire also has to get down here and connect somehow. Well, let's see. I could run it down this side and around like that. And then from there, that would put it like here, and then it would come up like this and join with this guy. And that's probably the best way to do it. And I can either, and then this guy is actually long enough to make it all the way, so I can probably just solder the ends to the jack, and then take the next stripped up section and solder that to the switch, and then I just get a new piece of wire and run it from here to here, go underneath the bar and come up on this side, and then run up to here and connect to like the first available spot on this. And then so I connect it to this first stripped area, second stripped area goes to that switch, and the third stripped area goes to the jack. And that should work out pretty good. And that means all I got to do is just cut like one piece of wire, and then it's going to take a lot of pins and in order to hold everything in place. Not a lot, but it'll take some number of pins, because this has to come this way and then around, and then this guy's got to come coming from this direction, and so it'll need to be pinned all along here. This will need to be pinned under here a little bit. Might even want to put a pin on this just to help hold everything in place. on both sides. So yeah, a few pins, no more than maybe 6 at most, maybe. So it shouldn't be too bad, and the wires won't be here, and the wires, let's see, yeah, you'll be able to see the wires here, right here, and coming around for the switch, the ones coming from the kill switch. You'll be able to see that wire. It'll pop out from behind this little switch plate. It'll pop out, it'll come around here, and then it'll go under there and disappear again, because it'll be on the back side of this bar. No, it's going to be on the underneath side. So you'll see it from here. It'll come down like that, and you'll see it all the rest of the way, along with the other wire. So you'll see the wires here, and a little bit of wire there, and this little bit of wire there, and that's it. That's going to be covered by the bridge. So you'll only see a little bit there, and a little bit here. So that's not too bad, really. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. Sounds like a plan. So I guess the first step is I'm going to need to dig out the cable and cut a new piece of wire appropriate to length for connecting the switch, the kill button. I probably should take the bridge back on. It's going to be a hassle otherwise. And we're up to 27 minutes already, so yeah, let's call this an episode, and on the next episode I'm gonna start soldering. Until the next video, everybody, have a good one.